Greetings from Las Vegas. I am at Las Vegas Harley-Davidson, south end of the Strip right now. And I'm going to try a little experiment today. It's not going to be fun. I am Las Vegas Harley-Davidson, essentially right across from the famous Las Vegas sign. So this is a super cool place. Great showroom, great location here. It's also 97 degrees and it's 10:30 in the morning. So today we're going to talk about how hot is too hot. I have my 2023 Triumph Tiger 1200 Rally Explorer. I'm going to take this all the way up the Strip. My end point will be the former location of Las Vegas Harley at Sahara in Eastern, and let's just see how it feels, and if I have the energy to do so. When I get back to my house, I'm going to jump on the Scrambler and see if it makes any difference to be on a 400 versus a 1200 riding in this ridiculous heat. So let's give it a shot and see just how miserable we are and see if we can decide how hot is too hot. All right, let's do this thing. Ooh, that was quick. My temp on the bike suddenly says 109. I know that's not accurate. It's really more like 97 or 98. So this is definitely going to be a good example of stop and go traffic in extreme heat. So I know there are all kinds of options for dealing with extreme heat, or, you know, to me, if it's triple digits or higher, it's an extreme heat day. You can wear these cool vests. It's a vest that you wear under your jacket, over your t-shirt. It's almost like a pot holder type material. You soak it in water, put it on, and it's like a swamp cooler under your jacket. Sure, you can do that. And you know, for motocross, the rules are different for, you know, motocross riding, desert trail riding, things like that. Sure, do that kind of stuff. But if you're riding for, let's say you're riding to work, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to soak myself before I ride in the morning. You show up, or even just riding in when it's already 105 and you have 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 minute ride to work, and you're not going to be a very popular person at work that day because you're going to be funky. So, you know, what's the cutoff in the morning on the way in? I struggle with that all the time myself. And yeah, I saw somebody as I was pulling up to the Harley dealer. There was a guy riding with sandals, shorts, and a tank top. You do you, but I'm one of these, you know, you're dressing for the crash, not for the ride every time. I like my skin. So, you know, the jacket's protecting against, you know, sunburn, among other things. But, you know, it's also protecting you from road rash when you go down. Everybody goes down eventually. So shorts, t-shirt, not smart. You know, riding around your neighborhood to test out a bike is one thing, but if you're actually going to any destination, that's just too dangerous. And, you know, chicks dig scars, but hospital time is not something I'm interested in. So now we're down to 103 on the bike's temp gauge. So I've been out in this a number of times where after you've been out for quite a while, this is just a few weeks ago, coming back from Mount Charleston, and we got stuck in was just terrible driving through neighborhoods and stuff to get home because there was a crash on the highway, and we were trying to avoid sitting out there for too long, and it was 105. And it got to the point where each traffic light started to feel like you're getting lightheaded. You're worried about, blacking out. That's dangerous. So for short distance, I suppose. And what I'm wearing now, as far as I'm concerned, this jacket is the best jacket in the world. It's a Klim Marrakesh. It looks like a typical textile jacket, but in reality, it's 100% mesh. The material that they make it out of, just like the helmet, I always say it's made out of, unicorn horn and magic and all this other stuff. How they do this stuff is incredible, but the air blows right through it when you get up fast enough. Problem is, anybody who's another red light. Problem is, anybody who's familiar with these areas knows you get out on the interstate and you're doing, hey, it'll be fine once you get up to speed. If it's 105 or higher, that wind is now like a hairdryer, and it's not helping matters any. So that's not great. So I'm talking through suffering for today for your entertainment. Meanwhile, pretty cool view. MGM Grand on the right, New York on the left, Park MGM just beyond it, and then City Center, Excalibur back to the left. Oh yeah, and to the right, the abomination that will be a baseball stadium, the former Tropicana location on the right here. Locals are not happy about that location. We're happy to have a baseball team coming to town, but what a dumb place to put the stadium. They had another one that was off strip just a little bit, but this area here, right here, is so congested already when every time there's an event. You have the Grand Garden Arena with 20,000 seats, and then you have Mandalay with a 20,000 seat arena. You have T-Mobile Arena with 20,000 seats in there. Park Theater with 6,000 seats in there, and then 60,000 just across the street with Raider Stadium or Allegiant Stadium. And you have all that stuff, just complete gridlock madness right here. And hey, let's put a baseball stadium right there in the same area, just to throw a little fire on the water, or a little gas on the fire. Jesus. So, yeah. Anyway, the mayor was not happy about it either. She was outspoken about that being a really dumb location. Tourists think, oh, cool, I can go see the A's play, and bam, I'm right there on the strip, baby. But if you're walking, I guess it's fine. All right, we're holding steady at 102, it looks like. Let's see just how, I always get nervous when I see a taxi up alongside me. Those guys, they'll smash right into you without even blinking. We had one take out. The wife had a 6th gen Corvette? She's got a 7th gen right now. Pulling out of one of these parking lots, and a taxi decided he didn't want to wait for traffic, so he was behind her. He came around her and then in front of her, and as he went in front of her, while she's waiting for traffic to clear, he just busted right into traffic and clipped the front of her Corvette. Just tore the whole thing up. These guys are, and they wonder why Uber and Lyft is cutting into their business. To the taxi company's credit, they showed up, fired the guy on the spot, and they have their own insurance company, and they just said, get an estimate, we'll cut you a check. You don't even have to run it through your own insurance. So, that was, from a management standpoint, that was great. Good on them. But it makes you think every time you see one of those taxis next to you, is he just going to suddenly, bam, jump into your lane and take you out, especially on a bike. Scorpions. You gotta check that out. 101.5. And we'll do the gross sweat test when we get to the old Las Vegas Harley location and see just how gross the t-shirt looks at that point. Disco show. We had some friends in town recently that went and saw the disco show from what is it, from Spiegel World, I think. Same people that do Absinthe, and they had a great time. They loved it. Really unusual thing, and decent, reasonable pricing for that thing too. All right, green light. And then 104, yeah. So as you sit, and all the heat from all the cars at the intersection starts to swell up around you. You start moving a little. 103, it goes down a little, but yeah. How hot is too hot? I think sometimes I'd like to ride to work every day in the summer, but if it's still only 80, 85 in the morning, that's not bad. You're not going to be a stink bomb when you get to work, but then riding home, it's 105 to 115, and you got to think, it might be okay, it might be worth it. But then the challenge is, do you want to leave your bike sitting out in this? Where is it? There's that sun up there. Oh my God. Do you want to leave your bike sitting in the direct sunlight when it's triple digits all day long, eating away at your plastics and grips and paint and all that stuff? I don't know if it matters or not. It seems like it would, though. Bottled Blonde. I don't know what that is. Old Red, I think, is a big country bar that seems like it's been pretty popular. It's kind of cool looking. Out in front of the Horseshoe, the old Bally's. Oh, we got a green light again. And for anyone who's curious, lane splitting, filtering, lane sharing, whatever you call it, in Nevada is illegal. So yeah, I could be cruising up between these cars, and some people do anyway. I don't blame them when it's this kind of heat, like the sport bike that just went up and around people, but it's not really my thing. Not to mention there's, like right there, police everywhere on the strip all the time, which is good. I appreciate them. I always, they're not here to hassle us. They're here to keep the honest people, try and keep the honest people safe from the others. I wonder if that guy's rethinking his decision. Yeah, I'm gonna rent this cool three-wheeler and ride in the open air. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they have AC. I kind of doubt it. 1.5 miles until we turn on Sahara. Oh, a little bit of shade. Thank you, shade. And then you start to smell that coolant smell, and you go, oh, Jesus, at me. It's probably a car nearby, but it always makes you wonder when it's hot like this. You think, uh-oh, am I about to overheat and break down, and now what? You can see the temperature on the dash just keeps 103.5, 104. Keeps climbing as we sit here. Wow, there we go, green light. 105.5. Still have a mile and a half. Yeesh. So going up the strip instead of taking side roads, is that the long way up? Then I'm going to go round on Sahara over to Eastern. Yeah, that's the long way round. I don't know. Back down to a nice moderate 101.5. How do you like that? Yeah, get between two taxis here. Ooh. Oh, all the way down to 101 for a brief moment. Corporate tools. Huh. Is that referring to the upper management of everybody that attends that event? Wow. She must be doing all right with her OnlyFans thing to have a billboard on the Las Vegas Strip just for your OnlyFans account. Wow. What am I doing wrong? Oh wait, is this... Ah, crap. This is not where I want to be. Oh good, it's not where the taxi wanted to be either. Trading places. Wow, you can smell the perfume coming out of Fontainebleau. It's weird. Avenue Fontainebleau. But anyway, Fontainebleau is so beautiful. Now they've had some struggles. I hope they're successful in the long term. Pretty on the outside, pretty on the inside. Half a mile to Sahara Avenue, and obviously we can see Sahara right in front of us there, so we're almost to our turn with the worst of the stop and go traffic ending there. And I am feeling, well, it's 100 in the shade, nice. Feeling a little nauseous. All I've had this morning is a cup of coffee, some water, and bagel. So glad that's called Sahara again. Went through that short period where they'd called it SLS. I don't even know what that was supposed to mean, but I guess it means mistake. It's got its identity back. Lines up here, folks. You parked a car length behind the damn line. Oh my gosh. And we get another traffic light. This was supposed to be the easy part. Helmet's feeling, or not the helmet, well, the helmet too, yeah. The jacket's feeling kind of swampy. This might be one of those where the part 2 may have to take place tomorrow morning instead of today, because I don't know if I'm going to want to put this jacket back on again after this trip. Oh, come on. First part of the question, though, is maybe I will do it today. I don't know. We'll see. how much more comfortable is it in these temperatures on a 400, like I said earlier, on a 400 versus a 1200. This is naturally going to give off more heat. It's a bigger motor. But I tell you, when I used to have a Harley V-Rod, gorgeous bike, nice and fast. Not much of a long distance bike. It was more of a bar bike, but man, you look good getting there, and it was fast and fun. The riding position was very comfortable. You kind of got your arms stretched way out in front of you, and your legs were way forward, like I don't know, like it was kind of goofy. But man, it was just so damn pretty. It's like riding a little piece of art everywhere you went. And that thing, man, when you came to a stoplight or getting off on an off-ramp from somewhere in the summer here, it felt like the Franks and Beans were going to boil over. That was really hot. Actually worrisome. You know, you start thinking, geez, is this thing going to overheat? I mean, it was liquid cooled, but still kind of worrisome. And then for a while there, I had a KTM 1190 Adventure R. That thing was, I really thought I had my unicorn in that. I had that prior to this one. But you know, it was a prime example of KTM's mismanagement and their strange leadership. That thing was so unreliable. It was in the shop more than it was on the road when I had it. And it ran so hot. It was, in the summer, it's just forget about it. Here, at least. Maybe in other parts of the country it'd be fine, but this Triumph is 1,000% better. Not as obviously qualified for serious off-road riding, but I don't know that I'd want to do serious off-road riding on an 1190 anyway, so KTM or not. Here we are. And you know what? All right, so 101 degrees. I'm feeling the breeze coming through this jacket right now, though, and it's actually not bad. It's kind of nice. I'm a little bit surprised. We're just about to our final destination, so it was nice to get up to 40, 45 to feel that for a minute. So, you know, the arms, chest, everything, the wind blows right through it in this Marrakesh, through its magic fabric, whatever it is that it's made of. All right, here we go. I'm going. And it is right by Panda here. There it is. This is the old Las Vegas Harley right here. Their former location. We used to come here during lunch breaks sometimes just because, hey man, it's pretty badass. Harley dealer. Well, one of my buddies bought his Fat Boy here. He bought a used Fat Boy. It was gorgeous. So let's just do a quick stop. And we've had lunch at that Panda before. Ooh, yeah, jeez. Just figuring out the kickstand. A little bit dopey. All right, here we are at the former location of Las Vegas Harley. It's Ace Cars of Las Vegas now. And it's only been about half an hour, 35 minutes, roughly, maybe 40 minutes, since we started at Las Vegas Harley down on the Strip. And It's right around 100 degrees. The bike is saying 101, 102, but I think it's right around 100. There's actually a nice little breeze happening right now, but I don't know how well you can tell, but yeah, I don't know if, do you want to go into Chili's, Applebee's, whatever, and sit there like this? I don't know. I don't know that it's much better. I started off dry. I don't know if this is much better than wearing one of those swamp cooler vests over your t-shirt and under your jacket, but I don't know that it would have changed a whole lot if I was wearing the jacket or not, because it's just hot out. So that's our first little test on the Triumph Tiger 1200 Rally Explorer. How hot is too hot? Feels like it's too hot. Maybe if you're riding up out of town or up into Mount Charleston, the little bit you have to be here in town, you just get on the interstate and get out of town and get to higher elevation quickly wouldn't be so bad. But man, for if you're just putzing around, this is rough. So I will say that'll wrap it up for this part one. And until next time, drive carefully and come back soon.